Hello guys, my name is Kristina. Now I want to give you some explanation about resiliency. But before I explain about it, I want to ask you to watch this video. Let's watch, guys.
Today, we're going to talk about a word. The word is resilience. Resilience is a word that most of us have heard, but some don't understand. Resilience is like a tree in the wind. When the wind blows, it bends and then adapts by coming back to center. With people, it's an adapting to a traumatic experience, a coming to terms with the experience. When we're young, we have shocking experiences, like being startled by a neighbor's barking dog, or a scary movie that gives us nightmares, or maybe that overwhelming first day of school. These are scary things that can cause us much fear. Most of us learn to adapt or come to terms with them. So we all learn resilience at a young age. Everyone is resilient to some degree. But as we experience more serious things, we can have a harder time adjusting. A traumatic experience, like abuse, violence, or even something like rape. Experiences like these can stop you in your tracks. You can't adapt like you did with less severe traumas. These are life experiences that shock you to your core, and you become caught up in them and can't shake them. You simply can't adapt or easily come to terms with them. When we experience trauma like that, there are many people that can help. When we are young, our parents, brothers and sisters, friends and teachers. But when we experience major trauma, we might need help from a counselor or even a doctor. Doctors that help people with adapting to life after a traumatic experience are called psychologists. But those aren't the only ones that can help. A whole community can provide help, especially if your community is a trauma-informed community. So when you hear the word resilience, you can think about adapting or getting back to center. And learning to adapt to traumatic experiences over time can help you become even more resilient. Here are a few strategies to help you cope with trauma and help you get back can help you become even more resilient. Here are a few strategies to help you cope with trauma and help you get back the ability to recover. 1. Establish an attachment to a caring adult. 2. Learn the ability to calm oneself. 3. Gain a sense of belonging. We have 42 strategies to help you build resilience. Find out more about these 42 strategies by visiting resilienceTrumpsAces.org.
Okay guys, after watching this video, do you know what is resiliency? And have you ever heard about resiliency before? And so, how is it so important in our life? And let me answer all of the questions, and let me give you some explanation about resiliency. First, we're gonna talking about the definition of resiliency. Resiliency is typically defined as the capacity to recover from the difficult life events. The psychologists define the resiliency as the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, the threats of or significant source of stress. To some people, resiliency is sort of miracle drug, the personality trait that something can heal all wounds or right all wrongs. Amit Sood, MD, the Executive Director of the Global Center for Resiliency and Well-being and the creator of Mayo Clinic Resilient Mind in Rochester, said that resiliency is your ability to withstand adversity and bounce back and grow despite life's downturns. And why is it so important? Joshua Mills, as the therapist's own counselor, make a list about a few of the wide range of reasons that resilience is such a great trait to have. First, greater resilience leads to improved learning and academic achievement. Second, resiliency is related to lower absence from work or school due to sickness. Third, it contributes to reduced risk-taking behavior, including exercise, drinking, smoking, and use of drugs. Fourth, those with greater resilience tend to be more involved in the community or family activities. And the last, higher resilience is related to a lower rate of mortality and increased physical health. Although every point in that list is a good reason to pay attention to have resiliency, but the last one maybe is the most important of all, because resiliency has a powerful impact on our health. So guys, how to develop this skill? And for us as the students, we can try to have it by 5 steps. First, build positive relationship. It can be your relation between you and your family, between you and your friend, and also with your teacher. You can start the good relationship with the small relation. For example, a good relation with your family, that the people that usually you meet since you wake up in the morning before you do so many your activities. So if you have the good relation with your family, when you get the problem, you can solve it and you can find the best way to solve your problem. Second, teach social and emotional skills. You have to know what are social skills and emotional skills, because if you know it, it can help you how to handle yourself when you get the problem, and maybe you can get the best way when you try to find your way how to solve your problem. Third, foster positive emotions by building a sense of pride and belonging within the school. Fourth, identify student strengths. By doing this one, if you are a student, you can know how strong you are. When you are get a problem and you can solve it, you know how big your own capacity. Last, build a sense of meaning and purpose. Before do anything, you have to know what is your purpose. In a research of 110 people that using RK or resilience quotient to measure resilience and SLSI, student life stress inventory, to measure the stress, resiliency has 6 dimensions, namely emotional regulation, impulse control, optimism, empathy, self-efficacy, and reaching out. While stress has 2 dimensions, namely stressors and reaction to stressors. The result is a significant negative relationship between each dimension of resilience and each dimension of the stress. Through this research, it can be concluded that individuals who have resiliency will have lower stress. Conversely, individuals who show high stress are individuals who tend to be less resilient. So, resilience is not a trampoline where you are down in one moment and up in the next, but it's more like climbing a mountain without a trail map. It takes time, strength, help from people around you, and you will likely experience setbacks along the way. But eventually you reach the top, and look back at how far you have come. Okay guys, so resiliency is important in our life. So you have to try it and will it, because it can help you get more benefit for your life, and it can help you to find so many ways how to solve your problem. I think that's all my explanation about resiliency. I hope it can be help you to be motivated by this video to build your resiliency for your life. Okay guys, thank you. Bye bye.